Good evening, guys. My voice is audible? Anirudh?
Yes, sir.
Lovely.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next concept is vapor pressure of liquid solutions. First of all, you must know what is vapor pressure. Take one beaker maintaining some water or any volatile liquid, and it is closed with a lid. After some time, some vapor we may observe over the liquid. Suppose even you take some water in water bottle, after some time you may observe over the liquid some vapor pressure. Yes? This vapor causes some pressure over the surface of a liquid, that is called vapor pressure. Generally, if you take some water in a container or even bottle, here we need to maintain some gap also. Water, this volatile liquid is generally volatile. Any liquid you take, it's volatile only. It converts to vapor. This vapor, one more point. This vapor and water inside this, okay. This vapor causes some pressure. It is called vapor pressure. The pressure caused by the vapor over the surface of a liquid, it is called vapor pressure. Pressure caused by the vapor over the surface of a liquid called vapor pressure. So this vapor pressure concept we are going to be studying two types of solutions. This vapor pressure concept we are applying to two types of solutions. Applying to liquid solutions solid in liquid solution. Just note down this point and this also. Completed? Like first one, liquid solution, vapor pressure of
Yes, sir,
liquid solution. Vapor pressure of liquid solution. No need, right? Just first listen. Consider a liquid solution. Suppose this solution contains two components. Two components. That is component 1 and component 2. So this is pure component 1. Pure component 1. Another beaker, pure component 2. Both are closed. And it is a pure component. So you know here, this liquid causes some pressure over the surface of, because of this liquid, some vapor we may observe over the surface of a liquid. It causes some pressure, that's called vapor pressure. It is denoted with P10. If there is 0 here, this refers vapor pressure of a pure component. Here also, this is component 2 denoted with P2 power 0. Vapor pressure of pure component 2. Now you mix both. You can get solution. Its vapor pressure is P, only P. Pure component is P10.
Sir, what about the power 0, sir? There won't be any power
This
0.
power 0 refers partial pressure of pure component.
Okay, sir.
You know, we have many calculations related to this vapor pressure. Wherever you see P power 0, that refers pure component vapor pressure. Okay. Now,
So the combination of 1 and 2 component will not be a pure component, pure solution.
no, it is not a pure because it's only pure component, only one. But you mix the both component and one and component 2. Both are different components. Suppose if you consider this is a liquid water, this is alcohol. Both are different components. You mix both, it gives mixture. Yes? Solution it gives. You don't call it as a pure. This is pure, that is pure. When you mix both, you will give a solution. It's not a pure, it is a mixture. Now, listen, what is the Raoult's law? Solution of a
Copy this, sir.
listen carefully. For a solution of volatile liquid, this is volatile, this is also volatile, both are liquid. So for a solution of volatile liquid, the vapor pressure of each component, you mix both water and ethyl alcohol. Water vapor also we may observe over the surface of a liquid, and we may observe vapors of alcohol also. So the vapor pressure of each component is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the component in the solution. That is Raoult's law. Note down first Raoult's law. Okay, if you want to note down this, consider a liquid in liquid solution. Solution contains two components, that is component 1 and component 2. Pure component vapor pressure is P1 power 0. Pure component vapor pressure is P2 power 0. Don't write water and alcohol, simply take this. pure component vapor pressure P10, pure component vapor pressure P20, and when we mix both the component 1 and 2, we can get solution. Its vapor pressure is just P, note down P, or P total, you may call P total. It's completed.
Yes, sir.
Harsh, completed.
Yes, sir.
Now, very important definition.
Yes, sir.
Note down. Raoult's law. Raoult's law states that for a solution of volatile liquid, partial pressure, not vapor pressure, partial pressure of each component is directly proportional to mole fraction of component in the solution. For a solution of volatile liquid, partial pressure of each component is directly proportional to mole fraction of component in the solution. Very, very important statement. Statement completed.
Yes, sir.
So now see derivation. First of all, look this diagram. I mixed component 1 and component 2. This is solution. Having both component 1 and component 2. This is vapor. This vapor causes some pressure over the surface of a liquid. This vapor contains both the components. Component 1 is present and component 2 also present. According to Raoult's law, partial pressure of component 1, part P1, is directly proportional to its mole fraction, x1. So P1 is equal to P1 power 0 x1, like that. P2 is directly component, partial pressure of component 2 is directly proportional to its mole fraction. Then P2 is equal to P2 power 0 into x2. What is P2 power 0 here? P1 power 0?
Pure component.
Yes, pure
one.
component.
1.
Vapor pressure, partial pressure. He says pure component to partial vapor pressure. Vapor pressure. So, according to Dalton's law, P total is equal to total pressure is equal to component 1 plus component 2, P1 plus P2. Further derivation is there. P total is equal to, instead of P1 and P2, substitute this. P1 power 0 into x1 plus P2 power 0 into x2. We know x1 plus x2 is equal to 1. x1 is equal to, or x2 is equal to 1 minus x1. So now, otherwise we may take x1 is equal to 1 minus x2. That's also fine. x1 is equal to 1 minus x2. Substitute that value. P1 power 0 instead of x1, 1 minus x2 plus P2 power 0 and here x2. P1 power 0 minus P1 power 0 x2 plus P2 power 0 x2. Finally, P total is equal to P1 power 0 plus, take x2 common, P2 power 0 minus P1 power 0. This is only Raoult's law equation. Right, this derivation. Any doubt here? Anirudh, Harsh?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then right, up to here.
So this equation is for how many marks?
Yes, sometimes asking that the derivation also, mostly asking problems based on Raoult's law.
So if I ask for how many marks it will come, sir?
3 marks problem. Completed derivation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me what are the terms here? What is PT?
The P total combination of both pure component 1 and of vapor pressure and
Yes,
pure
correct.
component of
This
2
is total
of vapor pressure.
vapor pressure of solution. PT is vapor pressure of solution. P1 power 0 is vapor pressure of vapor pressure of pure component 1. P2 power 0 is vapor pressure of pure component 2.
2.
Here X2 is mole fraction
Mole
of
fraction of second
component 2.
2.
Mole fraction of component 2 in solution. And here X1 not there. X1 is mole fraction of component 1 in solution. Okay. Now see one graph. So this side and this side is partial pressure. Sorry, not partial, vapor pressure. Vapor pressure. Downside is this is mole fraction. Mole fraction. Carefully observe this. Mole fraction of component 1 is 1. Mole fraction of component 1 is 1. Mole fraction of component 2 is 0. So here we have only component 1. Component 0, component 2 is no. We are not taking component 2. So in such cases, its pressure is here. This point. And here mole fraction of component 1 is 0. Mole fraction of component 2 is equal to 1. Then here one component 1 we are not taking, only component 2. Partial pressure is taking here. Now connect these two lines. This is a straight line. Now
Sir, both the sides it's vapor pressure, sir.
both the sides?
Is it vapor pressure?
Yeah. It's vapor pressure of component. This point refer. Oh, you are asking this vapor pressure. This side also vapor pressure. This side also vapor pressure. This is mole fraction. X-axis mole fraction. Y-axis vapor pressure.
Okay.
This point refer vapor pressure of component 1 because here no component. Component 2 is taking 0.6. Here component 2 only we are taking. Its vapor pressure is this much. Suppose you maintain it. Suppose component 1 is 0.5 mole fraction. Component 2 also 0.5 mole fraction. Then point comes here. So its total vapor pressure becomes this.
Can you explain that once again, sir?
Huh?
Can you explain that part once again, Mr. Dev?
Okay, listen. This point refers partial pressure of component 1. Sorry, not partial pressure, vapor pressure. We are taking only component 1 here. Observe these values. Mole fraction of 1 is equal to 1, mole fraction of 2 is equal to 0. So this point refers partial pressure of component 1. This point refers partial pressure of component 2 or vapor pressure of component 2. Now connect these two lines. Now vapor pressure of solution. Component 1 you take suppose 0.3, component 2 you take 0.7. Now it is a mixture, correct?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt here?
No, sir.
I am making a solution, that solution having 0.3 mole fraction of component 1, 0.7 mole fraction of component 2. I prepared a solution. Now solution also having some vapor pressure. How much it having vapor pressure? So here this point refers. If you take mole fraction of 1 is equal, x1 is 1. So we want only 0.3. So further it decreases now. Moving from this side to this side, vapor mole fraction of component 1 is decreased. Here. So then point refers here. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose both are maintaining 0.5 and 0.5. So it comes at center. Total vapor pressure of a solution is here. So observe this equation. Total pressure of a solution is linearly moving with mole fraction of any one of the components. Here we are taking only component 2. You can make this relation with component 1 also. Just by changing here, we can get here x1 also. So total pressure of a solution linearly moves with mole fraction of any one of the components. Take this graph. This is P1, this line refers P2, this is P total is equal to P1 plus P2. Completed?
Yes, sir.
So in Raoult's law equation, P total is equal P1 plus x2, P2 minus, sorry, P1 power 0, P2 power 0, P1 power 0. This is Raoult's law. Here x2 and x1 also there. x1 and x2 are mole fraction of component 1 and component 2 in solution, or mole fraction of component 1 and component 2. But how this is solution? This is vapor. This x1 and x2 refers mole fraction of component 1 and 2 in solution. Here vapor also there. This vapor also having component 1 and component 2, but those are in vapor phase. Here it is in liquid phase. So mole fraction of component 1 and component 2 in gaseous phase also we can calculate with the help of Dalton's law. Now consider Y1 and Y2 are mole fraction of component 1 and component 2 in vapor phase. Then Y1 and Y2 are related to total pressure, as the following way. P is equal to P1 is equal to Y1 P total, P2 is equal to Y2 P total. Very important, these two formulas.
And sir.
Completed?
Yes, sir.
1 second, sir.
This is no need to write again, just to discuss about this point from here to here now.
Completed, sir.
Okay. Write on problem. Example 2.5. Vapor pressure of chloroform CHCl3 formula and dichloromethane CH2Cl2 at 298 Kelvin or 200 mm Hg and 415 mm Hg respectively. First one, calculate vapor pressure of the solution prepared by mixing 25.5 gram of chloroform and 40 grams of dichloromethane at 298 Kelvin. And second one, mole fraction of each component in vapor phase. Mole fraction of each component in vapor phase. Is this completed question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, we are taking one liquid in liquid solution. Here chloroform and dichloromethane both are liquid. Here prepared a solution by mixing chloroform and dichloromethane. Close the container. So it causes some vapor pressure. We have to calculate this vapor pressure. Total vapor pressure is how much? And one more question is, second question is, in this vapor, what is the composition of dichloromethane and chloroform? In vapor phase, we have to calculate both. One is total vapor pressure caused by mixing the two components, and another one, what is the composition of this vapor? CH2Cl2 and CHCl3 mole fraction we have to calculate. First, write only given information. Vapor pressure of pure CHCl3. How much is given in question?
200.
Pure
200.
CHCl3 I am written as P power 0 CHCl3. How much? 200?
200 ml
200 mmHg.
Hg.
Next, vapor pressure of pure dichloromethane. So P power CH2Cl2. How much?
415, sir.
415, 15
Yes, sir.
mmHg. Okay. Then mass of CHCl3. How many grams of chloroform?
So 25.5.
Yes, 25.5 grams. Mass of dichloromethane. This is 40
Yes,
40
sir.
grams. Yes, 40 grams. Okay. This is given information. From this first we have to calculate total pressure. Before that, we have to calculate number of moles of CHCl3, number of moles of dichloromethane, and mole fraction of CHCl3, mole fraction of CH2Cl3. If you know that information, then P total is very easy to calculate. First one, number of mole of CHCl3. Given mass is 25.5 divided by molar mass of chloroform. CHCl3 molar mass, carbon 12, hydrogen is 1, 3 chlorines, each chlorine 35.5. 3 chlorines. 106.5. 5.9. 209.5.
So 219.5.
Sir,
Sorry, 219. Yes, 219.5. This
Sir,
value.
sir, it should be 119, sir.
119, get 0, no? 119.5. Value is 0.213. 0.213 mole. Next, number of moles of dichloromethane. 40 divided by CH2Cl2 mass. Carbon 12, 2 hydrogen 14 plus 2 chlorines. 71, 5 and 8. 85. 40 divided by 85, 0.47 mole. Next, mole fraction. mole fraction of chloroform. So X CH Cl3 is equal to number of moles of chloroform is 0.213 divided by total moles 0.213
0.683 sir total.
plus 0.47. Final value mole fraction is 0.312. This is mole fraction of chloroform. Next, mole fraction of dichloromethane. CH2Cl2. Substitute 0.47 divided by total number of moles. Same moles 0.213 plus 0.47. It is equal to 1 minus 0.312.
Sir,
0.688.
it's 0.88.
88?
688.
0.688. Right up here.
Completed, sir.
Okay. Then calculation of total pressure of solution. Okay. Total pressure of solution. Before that, according to Raoult's law, P1 is equal to P1 power 0 into x1. P2 is equal to P2 power 0 x2. From this P1, suppose P1 means here you take chloroform. P chloroform CHCl3 is equal to P0 chloroform and X chloroform. Partial pressure of chloroform is equal to pure vapor pressure of chloroform is 200 into, if you may get confused, this into this, I think. And mole fraction of chloroform. Mole fraction of chloroform is 0.312. Multiply this value.
$62.4.
Very good. 62.4 mm of Hg. This is partial pressure of chloroform. Next, this side. P2 means you take dichloromethane. CH2Cl2 is equal to pure component pressure and mole fraction X CH2Cl2. CH2Cl2 is equal to pure component pressure is 415 into
The total answer is
310.288.
310.288.
This is how much?
310.288.
210.
310.288.
310.288 mm. Okay. Next. we want total pressure. P total is equal to just this and that mix, add PCHCl3 plus PCH2Cl3. 62.4 plus 310.288. Total is add both the values.
So 372.688.
372.688.
688.
See, this is mistake. 415
Yes,
into
sir.
0.688 value is
It should be 285.52.
200.
85.52. 52.
Now add this and this. 285.52. $347.92. This is total pressure of solution.
Sir, we can use the formula and directly get the.
Yes. You can use direct formula also. That's also possible. So, if you finish this one, I will tell you that. Finish this. I will write here. See, P total is equal to P1 power 0 plus X2, P2 power 0 minus P1 power 0. P1 is we consider chloroform 200 plus X2 mole fraction of component 2. Component 2 mole fraction is
0.6.
0.688. P2 is 415 minus 200. 200 plus 0.688. Here 415 minus 200.
215.
215. Multiply this with this. You will get the same answer. 347.92. Anyway, you proceed by this way or this way. Is guys completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nivas, Ritesh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sharath? Okay, in this question only, second one is mole fraction of each component in vapor phase. In vapor phase also we have to calculate its mole fraction. What is the formula to calculate mole fraction in vapor phase? Likita? What are the formulas to calculate mole fraction of each component in vapor phase? In vapor phase, P1 is equal Y1 P total, P2 is equal to Y2 P total. Yes, these are the formulas to calculate mole fraction of each component in vapor phase. Y1 and Y2 for calculation of Y1 and Y2. So instead of P1, take PCHCl3. Instead of P2, PCH2Cl2. And instead of Y1, YCHCl3, or YCH2Cl2. First one. From this, YCHCl3 is equal to PCHCl3 divided by P total. What is the partial pressure of CHCl3? We calculated that value. Tell me. Partial pressure of CHCl3, how much?
So 62.4.
Very good. 62.4 divided by P total. We got 340.
7.92.
347.9. Calculate this value. You will get mole fraction of CHCl3 in vapor phase is equal to
But it's coming 0.179.
0.179 approximately. So you take as 0.18. Next, YCH2Cl2 is equal to PCH2Cl2 divided by P total. Partial pressure of dichloromethane. How much? Two 85.5. 285.5 divided by P total, same value. 347.92. Answer is 1 minus 0.8.
Sir, 0.82.
8. That's all. ICH2Cl. It's actually 5 marks question. In examination, won't give this much length. Only for 3 marks, they giving only first question. Total partial pressure of solution is only giving. For 5 marks, giving that and this both. gas completed? Dhanush? Sainika? Nivas? Rachna? Completed or not?
Yes, sir.
All of you? Nivas? Anirudh?
Yes, sir.
Completed? Banu?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will give second question. Try to solve this. Right. The vapor pressure of pure liquids A and B. 2.8 in text question. The vapor pressure of pure liquid A and B are 450 and 700 mm of Hg respectively. Find out the composition of the liquid.
So mmHg what?
mmHg respectively. RES. Find out the composition of the liquid mixture composition of the liquid mixture if total vapor pressure is 600 mm Hg. Also find out the composition of the vapor phase. So in this problem, we have to calculate mole fraction x1 and x2 and y1, y2. Mole fraction in liquid phase and mole fraction in gaseous phase we have to calculate. Completed question?
Yes, sir.
Right, given information. Vapor pressure of component A, PA power 0 is equal to 450 mmHg. Next, vapor pressure of component B, PB power 0 is equal to 700 mmHg. Next, total vapor pressure of solution. P total is equal to 600 mmHg. This is only given information. According to Raoult's law, P total is equal to, what is formula, Kushi? According to
So-
Raoult's law, partial pressure formula is
So P1 power 0,
very good. Instead of P1, I am taking PA.
PA power,
PA power
0,
0 plus,
plus XB,
very good, XB,
PB, PB
0,
0 minus PA 0.
PA 0. Good. Now we have to calculate mole fraction. Here asking calculate the composition of components in liquid phase and composition of components in vapor phase. Means we have to calculate their mole fractions in liquid phase and vapor phase. So here we have to calculate this term. P total is equal to 600 equal to PA power 0 is 450 plus XB into 700 minus 450. Take this, 150. XB is equal to here 250. XB is equal to 150 divided by 250. Mole fraction of component B, 3 by 5, 0.6. Mole fraction of B, this is. Mole fraction of A, you know, this 0.6 means this becomes 0.4. Mole fraction of A. One minus 0.6 is equal to 0.4. Write this. Is completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next composition in vapor phase. Vapor phase composition formula: PA is equal to YA P total, PB is equal to YB P total. I have to calculate PA value. According to Raoult's law, PA is equal PA power 0 into XA, and this as it is YA is equal to P total. Now, PA power 0 is how much? PA power 0. Vapor pressure of pure
450.
component A, 450
450.
into mole fraction of component A, 0.4.
0.4.
0.4 is equal to YA. We have to calculate YA, and the total pressure is given in question only, that is 600. From this, YA is equal to 450 into 0.4. 450 into 0.4.
180.
180 divided by 600. Three by 10.
0.3.
0.3. Yes, 0.3. This is completed. And for B, according to Raoult's law, PB is equal to PB power 0 into XB is equal to YB and P total. YB is equal, substitute here, PB power 0. Vapor pressure of component B, pure component B. How much?
0.7 is the answer.
700 into 0.6.
This is 700, right? Into
YB is
XB
0.7.
is 0.6.
0.6.
XB is here we got 0.6. 700 is already given in question, that is pure component vapor pressure 700 into 0.6. YB into 600. YB is equal to
0.7.
0.7.
0.7.
total value are saying 700 into 0.6 divided by 600. 0.7? Yes. Note down this. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One point you no need to write that point in notebook. Just listen. Raoult's law as a special case of Henry's law. Raoult's law as a special case of Henry's law. What is Raoult's law definition? Anirudh? Raoult's law definition?
The Raoult's law is like the vapor liquid partial pressure of each component is directly proportional to the mole fraction of
Yes,
the
very good. Yes, yes. So, according to Raoult's law, partial pressure of each component is directly proportional to the mole fraction of that component in the solution. Okay. According to Raoult's law, PA is directly proportional to PA power 0 surface, directly proportional to XA. So PA is equal to PA power 0 into XA. So partial pressure of each component is directly proportional to its mole fraction in the solution. This is according to Raoult's law. Now Henry's law is Henry's law. Bono. Henry's law.
The
Dissolution of gas is
Ah,
directly proportional to partial pressure.
okay, correct. Dissolution of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to its mole fraction. We have another definition also. The partial pressure of a gas over the surface of a liquid is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas in the liquid. So according to Henry's law, P is directly proportional to mole fraction of a gas, and P is equal to Kh into X. So what is the difference here? Only proportionality constant is only different. In Raoult's law, PA power 0 we are taking. In Henry's law, Kh is proportionality constant. So now we can say Raoult's law is a special case of Henry's law in which PA power 0 becomes Kh. PA power 0 equal to Kh. Then Raoult's law is a special case of Henry's law. Here Henry's law we are applying for gas in liquid. Raoult's law we are applying for liquid in liquid solution, and mostly we are applying for solid in liquid solution. That's the only difference here. Next, vapor pressure of solutions of solid in liquid. Vapor pressure of solutions of solid in liquid. Listen here. This is pure solvent. You may take volatile solvent. Close it. This liquid, pure liquid, causes some vapor pressure. to this pure liquid, pure solvent. To this pure solvent, adding some non-volatile solutes like sugar, glucose, fructose, urea, such type of compounds. This solution of non-volatile solute in volatile solvent. Now its vapor pressure is this is one. So if you observe pure solvent, its vapor pressure is taking P power 0 or PA power 0. Its vapor pressure is PA. Which is higher? PA is big value or PA power 0 is bigger value?
Sir, PA.
Sure? Okay.
No, sir. P not
PA.
A.
P not A.
Okay.
P
Listen now. This is only pure solvent. Surface is covered with only pure solvent molecule. Here pure solvent is there. Here same solvent. Here surface is covered with pure solvent molecules and some solute particles also. These are solute particles. This is zeros are solvent particles. Here surface is covered with only pure solvent molecules. That's what these pure solvent molecules easily escape and they can become vapor. But here some surface is covered with a solute particle. I said solute is non-volatile. Solute not converts to vapor. Only solvent is converted to vapor. Here some surface is covered with solute particles. That's what liquid particle cannot escape. They can't become vapor easily. That's why in solution always vapor pressure is lower than pure solvent. So this is always bigger, this is smaller value. Mind it. Further concept, colligative properties completely depends upon this concept only. Partial pressure of pure component always is higher than the partial pressure of solvent in solution. So always PA power 0 is greater than PA. Your solution must be contain a non-volatile solute. Okay, that's all. Here also we are applying Raoult's law. PA is equal to PA power 0 into partial pressure of a solvent is directly proportional to mole fraction of the solute present in the solution here. Take XB. Partial pressure of a solvent is directly proportional to mole fraction of a solute present in solution. If mole fraction of a component means non-volatile solute is present in higher quantity, partial pressure becomes decreases. Solution partial pressure becomes decreases. Further, 4 colligative properties are there. Those all depends upon this formula, this principle only. Okay, here no need to write anything. Already I given definition of Raoult's law, that is sufficient. Any doubts here about Raoult's law and partial pressure?
Sir,
And about this concept?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Tell me.
Sir, I didn't understand why it is PA is equal to P naught A XB, sir. Why instead of XB, I take XB?
Here you are talking about XB, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, this is not a solution of solvent. This is a solution of solvent is liquid, solute is solid. Solute is solid. If solid component is higher, solvent component is lower, its vapor pressure must be affected.
Yes, sir.
See here, pure solvent I am taking. Pure solvent. Here there is no solute. The surface is covered with only solvent particles. That's what the solvent particles are easily escaped. Solvent particles are easily escaped, and here vapor pressure is increased. And if you go for solution, here adding some non-volatile solute, the partial pressure of solution becomes affected by non-volatile solute. If non-volatile solute is there, its vapor pressure is decreasing. Okay, here I gave Pa is equal to Pa power 0 into Xb, right? That's correct. Xb is inversely proportional, sorry. Xb is inversely proportional to partial pressure of component A. Next, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, next very important concept, ideal and non-ideal solution. Ideal and non-ideal solutions. Okay, before going to this, about ideal solution, sorry, Raoult's law, you must know 3 points. Raoult's law is applicable for only very diluted solution. Raoult's law is applicable for very diluted solutions. Very important. No? Limitations of Raoult's law. These are comes under limitations of Raoult's law. Raoult's law is applicable for only very diluted solutions. Next. Raoult's law is applicable for a solution which must contain non-volatile solute. Solution must having non-volatile solute. Volatile solutes also there, like a camphor and ammonium chloride, iodine. Those are volatile. We shouldn't take volatile solutes. Always it must be non-volatile solute, like urea, glucose, fructose. And next one, it is not applicable for a solute of electrolyte. So Raoult's law is not applicable for electrolytes like NaCl, KCl, CH3COOH, HCl, H2SO4. For this type of electrolytes, this is not applicable because this undergoes ionization and gives ion Na plus Cl minus, which is providing 2 ions. KCl also provides 2 ions. This also provides 2 ions. This provides 3 ions. So substance which are undergoing ionization, dissociation, and molecules which are undergoing association, for such type of molecules or such type of solutes, this Raoult's law is not applicable. Okay, these 3 points are very important under limitation. Note down first limitation. Later we will discuss about ideal and non-ideal solution. Completed? Bracket, right? It is applying for only
Yes, sir.
only for non-electrolyte, like urea, sugar, glucose, and fructose. It is only for non-electrolyte. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Anirudh, Banu?
Sir, completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubts here? Okay. You have exam on Sunday. Morning session you have KSET paper, 30 questions, and the evening session you have JE paper that also having 30 questions. So you start preparation, and timing star will decide. Already I gave you the syllabus also.
So it's hydrocarbons and
Yes, hydrocarbons and alkyl halides, aryl halides. 2 chapters. All of you prepare that material. Is there no MCQ materials are provided? From that material, you prepare MCQs and mostly prepare previous year JEE questions also. Alkyl halides and aryl halides. Previous year JEE questions I did not explain. Tomorrow I will explain you that 10 or 15 questions only there. I will explain you tomorrow. So you prepare mostly concept of hydrocarbons and alkyl halides and aryl halides. MCQ questions once again you practice for both the chapters. Okay guys, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Because of this COVID, all complete losses.
Good. I think very difficult.